Black in America. Age, born, of tarnished cloth, raised in shackles, not of iron or steel, but of mentality, of mindset, a mindset taught to me, not consciously, but subconsciously, by institutions created for this very purpose. Age, 6. My introduction to these purposes. Education begun, not in history or math, writing or science, but in how to be Black in America. 2. The number of Black children in my classes, plural. Years. The length of time it would take for me to have another Black teacher, 3. The number of Black educators I experienced over 12 years. I was raised in an all-white neighborhood with mostly white friends and almost all white role models. It was what I imagined heaven would be like. Not a perfect environment, but so white it was blinding. Age, 12. The next challenge to my Blackness. An attraction to men that only compounded the struggles I already faced in the conservative tribunal that was my hometown. An attraction towards white men that I would later realize was a result of nurture and a belief that whiteness meant pureness. Age, 15. A Black man reaches the highest position of power in America. Racism has ended. All is made new. I can still remember the moment. Barack Hussein Obama. A moment of progress etched into my memory for years to come. Age, 18. The realization I was Black. Or rather, the realization I wasn't white. A monkey raised amongst show dogs. Not a designation I choose for myself, one given to me. A monkey. Faggot. Nigger. Words I had heard and would hear for years to come. I went to university, a place of learning, exposure, community. Yet for years, I had no community, no sense of self. What it meant to be Black or gay eluded me. All I knew was how to be white. But I wasn't white. But I wasn't Black either. I was confronted with the realization that I was separate and not equal. That what I justified as due diligence was really racial profiling. Airport security checks that became more common than random. That every compliment that was given to me that I spoke English well, or that I was intelligent for a Black kid, every receipt checked, police check, was just America's way of keeping me in check. Reminding me of who I was. Not white. Black people were the aggressor, violent, dangerous, uneducated. These were not just the thoughts of others. These were my thoughts. I had internalized them all. Trained to cross the street when approaching women, trained not to wear dark clothes or be outside after dark, trained to code switch, trained to change the way I speak to sound more proper. Trained to change who I am to make you feel more comfortable, safe, at ease. In a way, my childhood bullies were right. I was an Oreo. Black on the outside, white on the inside. I hate that Oreo is my favorite ice cream flavor now. Is that a result of emotional damage inflicted on me for years? I digress. I was the manifestation of American institutions designed to bury my ancestors, in spirit, if not physically too. Ancestors that built a nation worth billions, only to be rewarded with lynchings and segregated bathrooms and imprisonment. Ancestors I may never fully know. What is white privilege? Being able to trace your family roots back generations. It doesn't mean you've never struggled. It means you've never struggled because of the color of your skin. Age, 19. A black man is re-elected to the highest office. Racism is over once again. Age 22. A move to Atlanta, Georgia, the epicenter of black culture in the United States, and with it, a culture shock. I had seen more black people in the subway transit system than I had ever seen in my entire life, and I wish I was exaggerating. I enter the workforce remembering these words: work twice as hard to get half as far. Age 23. My youngest brother begins driving. Fear envelops my sense of self. The realization that his odds of survival drop significantly. Same year, another fear. Accused of theft in a store, held against my will, fearing for my life. Paid off to keep silent. Same year, new protest. Police brutality, old problem. Kneeling before a flag that symbolizes freedom. Just not a freedom for me. That protest deemed disrespectful. Same year, new election. Racism appears to have come back after 8 years of dormancy. Or had it ever left? Voter suppression runs rampant. Economic growth, just not for us. The system is working against us. So the system is working. A race between red or blue becomes more. A misogynist America strikes back. For the first time in my life, I lose hope. I lose hope in the fight to be seen, to be recognized as equal by my peers. The 9th of November, the worst Wednesday of my life. Have you ever woken up out of a peaceful sleep into a nightmare? The world mourned that day. I mourned that day. Not out of pride for having lost, but because all felt lost. I'd never felt so black in my life, never felt so marginalized in my life until that day. Betrayed by the white majority I'd come to rely on, peers who didn't vote or didn't vote for the right person. And yes, I said right person, because there was only one right choice, whether you liked her or not. That feeling of betrayal, disgust, anger, even hatred led me abroad. I left with the swiftness of the master's whip and found myself far, far away from home, only to experience a taste of what life could be like had I been born a different color. Racism still experienced, but a fat-free diet form, mostly against others, some residual effect. But for once I felt not like the gay black man, but just as a man who happened to love other men and have darker skin. But seeing my brothers, if not by blood, but by color mistreated, reminded me that you are white or you are not. That is the world. Glaring stares as I walked through stores with the white skin of a child's hand in mine, a caretaker to the child, a criminal to the stranger. Walking to work, pulled aside by police, asking, "Is everything all right?" White people having just passed by, no interaction. Age 24. Dreadlocks. The beginning of my understanding of what it means to not only be black, but beautiful. Melanin rich, dripping in honey. Growing hair in a style created by my ancestors, a style meant for me. Growing my hair in a style that gave me more than style. It gave me history, culture, understanding, acceptance of myself, and the differences that make me who I am. Taking care of my hair helped me to care for myself, but it came with a caveat. For as beautiful as they are, everyone wanted to touch. I had finally become the show dog, but just not in the way I had dreamed. Pet and played with by the white majority that fetishized not just my hair, but my skin, my culture, my music, my heritage. A fascination with black culture, a monetization. Everyone wants to be black. Bigger breasts, bigger lips, bigger butts, tan skin. People pay to be blacker, but not fully black. They want a tan and bigger lips, but not the discrimination that comes with it. a love of hip hop and R&B, without an understanding of what even bore the genre. Black people built America for free, both figuratively and literally. And what of it? Age? Now. Deaths scroll past my screen. I delete them, desensitized by the brutality of America. I experience a subconscious PTSD. Before George Floyd, it was Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Alton Sterling, Aiyana Jones, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, the Charleston Nine, Philando Castile, Walter Scott, Eric Gardner, Freddie Gray, Natasha McKenna, Janet Wilson, Chad Robertson, Jordan Edwards, Aaron Bailey, Yvette Smith, Laquan McDonald, Tanisha Anderson, Akai Gurley, Jermaine Reed, Eric Harris, William Chapman, Darius Stewart, Samuel DeBose, Kaylin Rockmore, Joseph Mann, Terrence Crutcher, Stephon Clark, Danny Ray Thomas, Antoine Rose, Botham Jean, Atatiana Jefferson, Michael Dean, Rodney King, Emmett Till. I take a breath, not one afforded to many. Not afforded to the servicemen with a bad brake light, children with candy in their pocket. Our skin seen as dangerous, a threat. A white man fights an officer with an axe, no death. A black man gets pulled over, death. A white swimmer rapes, out in 6 months, not years, months. A war on drugs, just a metaphor for a war on black men. The prison system, nothing new. A substitution for slavery, fully legal. Age, before. Sleeping in the passenger seat, my white friend is speeding. We get pulled over. I awaken to fear from my life. Heart racing. Age, now. Global pandemic, disproportionately impacting people of color. I'm talking about global warming, but coronavirus too. Institutions designed to suppress my kin operating as they were meant to. No matter the crisis, black men and women will suffer. Wear a mask, they say, but if my skin alone is threatening, imagine what wearing a mask would make me. I'm forced to protest the killing of black lives by police by putting my line on the line in front of police. Tear gas and rubber bullets meet me on the street. Where are my allies? Where are you? Age, before. Black, unrealized. Age, now. Black, realized. Appreciated and loved. But by myself, not the world. What now? Where do we begin? Where do we go from here? You can't fix a problem you refuse to name. It's not enough to just not be a racist. Anti-racism is the new black. Protest and fire burn, journalist arrested, a focus that turns to symptoms, not the cause. Insurance can revive lost buildings. Insurance cannot revive lost souls. Violence is not the answer, but violence gets attention. So let it burn if it means the institution suppressing black souls burn with it. Let it burn. If you say you are my friend, if you are my ally, show the fuck up. Teach your kids, don't hide this from them. Donate, protest, share content, march. Give of your time, energy, money, and resources because that's the only way things will change. My people gave their time, energy, and resources to build white wealth, and they did it for free, unwillingly. It's time to pay the piper, a debt is owed. Read, listen, watch, but do something. Silence is not the answer. Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. You know me, so you have skin in the game. It may not be black skin, but that's what's needed. Age, now. Military force used to silence protests against police brutality. A George Floyd challenge on social media where white men kneel on the necks of other white men for likes and laughs, forcing me to relive the horror PTSD ignites. I lose hope. Age, future. I don't instruct my kids to fear the police or speak white. Age, now. Don't talk back, don't talk black, don't talk. Desperate. Age, future. Wearing my skin proud. loud, confident, free. A freedom that means safety. A freedom that would make my ancestors sing in their graves. A freedom that equates white in America to black in America. A freedom that will never exist, but nonetheless, a freedom I can dream of.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this